Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. IPI cannot continue construction until orders are followed. We head to federal court. Also tonight, 2 motions were granted by the Commonwealth Casino Commission in the CCC conference room. And Labor Secretary provides update for the second round of KUA. In sports, downtime means mix-up time for this more significant facility. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
For all those going out each day, doing what they can to hold us all together, we're here to help those helping us all by keeping our lights on.
Hafa Day Turawami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, January 22nd, 2021. IPI ordered to stop work immediately, pay millions back in wages, and restore power, water, and food to displaced workers. Here's more from federal court.
U.S. District Court Judge Mona Manglonia found IPI and its chairwoman, Lee Ji Kui, to be in contempt for violation of a consent decree linked to non-payment of wages. Workers were not supposed to be working under that decree, but that order was rescinded by IPI, and work has in recent months continued, and at the same time paychecks have been withheld or bounced. Company is in a cash crunch and has a number of creditors seeking payment. Company has a number of workers still on island, staying at various places and various levels of decay. Trash service has been stopped, power shut off, and water service shut off. Workers from Italy, from Turkey, from Mongolia, and from Taiwan all have reported feeling stranded. There's also been financial disputes with a number of contractors. Kui is one of the principal shareholders of IPI and has been here in Saipan since just prior to the pandemic. She sat in court yesterday next to a translator during the hearing. Kui appeared with her new personal attorney, Juan Lizama. Has she seen the worker conditions? Has she seen what the barracks look like? Does she know what it's like to have power and water off?
I can't say that she has seen it or has not seen it, but this is a small island, and and the thing is, she's just the CEO. She's not the operation, person. Poor lady, she doesn't speak English, and she's a nice lady. Seems like she's willing to listen now, which is I'm happy that, because if you want a good client. I have a good client now.
U.S. Department of Labor appeared by video and asked for the contempt motion to be granted. IPI owes a couple of $1 million in unpaid wages directly to workers, but millions, perhaps tens of millions more, in licensing fees, judgments, and other obligations. Company originally touted a $7 billion investment and purchased lots of property, but since an initial splash has gone through many changes in leadership and direction. Judge Manglonia ordered all work on the construction project to cease for a week and told the company that resumption will be based on payment of back wages and restoring power and water and food to employees who are here because of IPI. Many of those workers will have visas that expire in the coming days, and they will need to be repatriated. Glenn Bell, a former contractor who has lived at Vescor, says the power and water there still an issue.
Yesterday we lost water again, and it was restored. We found where the issue was. The power is still off. The generator hasn't been functioning now for about 3 weeks. It's just a shame that it has to get to a threat of jail time before an obligation or a previous commitment is honoured. I think that's the sad part, I think.
IPI has also gone through a number of attorneys, many who have dropped out after not being paid. Lizama says he represents the chairwoman, but not the company, and she has been asked to report back next Thursday with results.
I'll be here for next week to see that no further, contempt order to be brought, to be filed. And
Did you get a retainer?
That's confidential information. That's with confident. That's attorney-client, matter. So I can't answer that. But I'm happy to represent her. I'm happy also to represent her. And I'm not representing. And again, I want to make it clear. I'm only involved in her representation, in her, not in the company. Because that's important to decipher that difference.
Previous CEO Don Brown was discharged from the case yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, IPI was handing out checks here at the bottom of Capitol Hill. This is the Mongolian team, and workers say they received 4 of their 8 paychecks.
Thank you, Chris. A status conference has been rescheduled for Imperial Pacific International regarding the 5 enforcement actions that have been filed against the company. Originally, a status conference was scheduled for IPI for 5 complaints that were filed against the company, which include failure to contribute to the company benefit fund, failure to pay annual license fee, violation of 2 commission orders, and failure to pay annual regulatory fee. Assistant Attorney General Mike Ernst appeared representing the CCC Executive Director Andrew Yolm, but no attorney was present to represent IPI.
I'm not on IPI's side. I don't represent them. I'm not supposed to try to help them out, but I'm in this weird position of standing here arguing against someone who hasn't, it's not that they chose not to be here. It's not that they chose not to have, well, maybe they chose not to, I don't know. But the fact is there's this federal court order that says they can't even talk to you right now.
2 motions were then filed by Ernst. Motion 1, prayer for relief, which prevents IPI to appear before the commission without legal counsel, and Motion 2, to allow an off-island witness to testify via Zoom. The CCC Commission granted both.
We also grant that motion.
Thank you very much.
Ernst discussed a 3rd motion that will be filed.
I haven't made it yet. I will be making it, and it will be a motion in limine to prevent the respondent, the respondent's attorney, from raising certain defenses, which, for the reasons that will be in the motion, would be frivolous.
Also at the administrative hearing was the proposed new CEO for IPI, Ray Umel, who says there has been a verbal agreement for him to take the position, but nothing has been finalized yet.
There's a verbal agreement as stated by Andrew Yom with the CCC, and that's true. However, I'm submitting a document that will itemize my conditions, and that's what I'm doing right now. That's why it's not formalized, because upon acceptance, then I will accept the position. And some of that would be obviously the biggest concerns that are confronting IPI right now, which is the cases in federal court, the humanitarian issues. Those are concerns of mine. I want to be able to have the ability to solve those issues.
The executive director requested a date for a final hearing on the merits of the first 2 consolidated complaints that CCC scheduled for February 25th. The remaining 3 complaints were not discussed. The CNMI Department of Labor is asking the public to continue holding off on submitting PUA applications. DOL Secretary Vicky Benavente says they are still in discussion with the Department of Labor to get approval on the amount the CNMI will be receiving for the continued PUA program and FPUC, and that a meeting is scheduled for next week that will give clarification to a few areas.
We are preparing, and we will announce the tentative date for opening after we speak with US DOL next week, because my intention was to open as soon as we have the funding to provide to full applicants. If we open and we don't have funding, we get in trouble. If we open and we have funding, we still get in trouble because it takes several days to weeks, and sometimes even months, to process a full application, depending if there are any issues or not with the application.
An important question that will also be answered during next week's meeting is who will qualify. At this time, it is unsure if residents in the CNMI who work part-time will be able to avail of the benefits this time around.
The CNMI is still waiting for clarification. I don't want to announce it either way, because our interpretation of the CARES Act and the UPL, the Unemployment Insurance Program letter that comes along with it, the explanation clearly shows that a person who is partially unemployed or reduced hours as a result of the pandemic should be qualified, but there's an interpretation from the U.S. Department of Labor, which is why Guam had announced that on Guam, full applicants who have started working, even reduced hours, will no longer be eligible for this extension or second round of PUA. So we are meeting with U.S. Department of Labor, conference call next week, and that is the first question we're going to ask.
Last year, 36,000 applications were received by the CNMI DOL, but only 18,000 were approved to receive the PUA benefits. Benavente says DOL has applied for about $186 million to accommodate 22,000 applicants in the CNMI for the next round of PUA distribution. The COVID-19 vaccination eligibility has been expanded on Saipan. Here are the details. The COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine is now available for residents on Saipan that are 55 years of age and older. The expansion of Phase 1B will also include essential critical infrastructure workers across public and private sectors, which are medical and healthcare, telecommunications, information technology systems, defense, food and agriculture, transportation and logistics, energy, water and wastewater, law enforcement, and public works.
Yes, we've expanded the age as we are, watching our neighbors are the United States. We're seeing a younger age, of course, with the deaths, and we wanted to make sure that we protect those individuals, and so that's why one of the reasons why we lowered the age to 55. There are a lot of slots for the Manamco, so our goal is to get that population vaccinated. They are the priority, and there will be a lot more slots for them versus and we will open to the private sector as well. We wanted to make sure that, again, we want to bring equitable access to these vaccines, and opening it to the private sector, who are also considered essential workers, we decided to do that as well.
CHCC's goal remains at vaccinating 400 individuals per day. As of January 21st, Munoz says 3,011 people have completed dose 2 and 4,695 have been given dose 1 of the vaccine. In total, 7,706 doses have been given. CHCC officials will be heading to Rota Sunday, January 24th to begin vaccination of residents that are 65 years of age or older and healthcare workers, first responders, and faith-based officials.
The task force, we went to Rota on Wednesday for the day to assess the hospital, the health center, met with the mayor, met with the team, and we're excited to see the rollout over the weekend.
Those eligible may register for the vaccine by visiting vaccinatecnmi.com or by calling 682-7468. Coming up, with a new president in the White House, our CNMI representative looks forward in working with him. Stay tuned.
Buenos dias, Kiko. Kaigizu ginigi introda ni Pacific Docomo. Bang golf adjudanti isti I Docomo staff gwini. Zambang golf maudik exhibitionia. Undang kulu na si Jus maasi. Ni una judadzidu after manu para be download za babina sepi isti I ski lino app. Esta ana libro nuju isti za parafa di babi fifila. Ni para be panapasi dapat babi take off ni sisi doktor. Docomo Pacific ingway zaha pago zani mamayla na tempo. Si Diyos maasi.
A meal replacement smoothie is a great way to keep your fitness goals on track during the holiday season, and they taste great, fast, and easy. The December smoothie of the month is Minty Java Chocolate Chip, and it's just $5. Check out the Shake Cafe, Gold's Gym, Garapan. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537. You have the flexibility to work out between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. At Gold's Gym, we call this off-peak, and it can save you money. Short-term daytime memberships on sale now, just $59 per month, and gets you access to the biggest and cleanest fitness center on island. Get yourself healthy and strong. Check out Gold's Gym today.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation announces a scheduled water service interruption for certain areas on Saipan. On Monday, January 25th, residents from the areas of San Vicente, Papago, Laulau, Tuturum, Upper Dandan, Homestead, Objan, and Nafton Point should expect a water disruption from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. However, residents may continue to experience low to no water pressure until the following morning. CUC states their contractor will be working on the San Vicente water tank replacement project by connecting pipes to existing transmission lines. According to CUC, a new tank means a more reliable water system will be provided to the community. Capitol Hill saw a lot of smoke on Thursday, and it was still in the air this morning. The Department of Fire and EMS confirmed that a forest fire broke out. On Thursday, January 21st, around 1 p.m., DFIMS received a call about a fire behind the governor's office on Capitol Hill. Firefighters from the Garapan and Cagman station arrived on the scene and confirmed that the fire was a forest fire. Residents around the area were notified of the potential heavy smoke and remained on standby for residential cover exposure. DFIMS firefighters created a fire break to stop the fire from reaching the residential area. The report states the fire had started behind the Capitol Hill basketball court and burned down and around. Fortunately, no one was injured, but for those who are experiencing difficulty breathing, please call 911. U.S. Congressman Gregorio Khalili Sablan states he wasn't able to attend the presidential inauguration in person due to the pandemic, but he is looking forward to working with the new administration and the 46th President of the United States.
his character. His character prepares him for what he's faced with. One of the first things he did in arriving in D.C., he and Vice President-elect Harris, they went up to the Lincoln Memorial and lit 400 lights to represent the 400,000 deaths to COVID. And he is prepared. He's going to be issuing all kinds of executive orders from health to climate change to immigration. He's ready to submit his rescue plan legislation to Congress. And he also has to get some of his department head nominees confirmed.
The inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris took place on January 20th. Now let's throw over to Bob for sports.
All right, coming up Friday night must mean the stars are shining. Put on your shades. Sports lights up after this.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Gold's Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a one-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good, and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and as you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're gonna do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well we wanna lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you wanna think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
Come see the best sunsets on Saipan at 360. Build your own pizza or burger. Try our grilled seafood, sumptuous steaks, and sizzling Texas fajitas. Your whole family will love the food and the views at 360. And happy hour and daily lunch specials make 360 a great value. Make it special. Make it 360. The best food and views all the way around.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com. So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Buenas sports fans. Buena sports fans, is it just me or does change, positive change, seem to be emerging all around us? Well, it's certainly evident in our local sports scene. PSS Girls Beach Volleyball kicks off tomorrow morning at Fiesta Resort Beach. The four-person teams are ready to serve, slam, and dink, and this will be the first time beach volleyball has been seen in interscholastic sports here. Well, that gives Saipan High School students a chance to play two sports rarely seen in American high schools: beach volleyball and outrigger canoe racing. That's on the schedule for later in this school year. Another new development is possible. Little League Baseball District Administrator James Atta is open to rejoining the Sports Association.
I think Little League should become back a member of this NAMOSA because like before, we're limited with NAMOSA before. So we need to come back on it because I remember Jeff Walbo, I used to represent us in NAMOSA.
I second the motion. This year, the Atta Gym, named after James' late father, Gilbert C. Atta, a fast-pitch softball player, will turn 33 years old this year. While the governor submitted a Oleai Sports Complex renovation plan to the feds that included the possibility of replacing the Atta Gym with a brand new one, there's no guarantee. Plus, that takes years to accomplish. In the meantime, it's full speed ahead with repairs, doing the best that they can in joint collaboration between the Sports Association and the government.
We're at downtime right now, so that's the best time to actually get some repair work to be done, not to interrupt with anybody. Since last year, Mayor's office has been very helpful to cut the grass, and we try to keep the track clean. And now you see some work being done at this building, so we would just want to just get the facility in a better shape, so that when the sports does get approval to come back and play, we will be ready for them.
While awaiting the use of FEMA disaster relief funds, it's doing what they can with what they got.
There's some private funding donation that comes in to support some of the repair work. And now we're looking at the baseball facilities.
The 2020 baseball season was wiped out by the pandemic, and the 2019 season was wiped out by Super Typhoon. With baseball highlighting the 2022 Pacific Minigames, the CNMI needs to step on the gas to get players up to speed for international competition in front of the local fan. While all of our basketball players grew up playing in that Atta Gym, the new generation hasn't had the chance yet due to its closure. We'll meet one of those players who's waiting in the wings. Make your situation, wherever you are, as good as you can. Young Star Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation. Lucy Aldon is 16 years old, focused more these days on basketball after starting out in Little League Baseball.
Oh, sports has been a big part of my life. The first sport I ever played was baseball, and that runs in my real dad's family. We really love to play baseball. It's like all in our genes.
Old Aces basketball has a long storied tradition spanning 5 decades. Here's how they landed their newest recruit.
I got involved, I was playing basketball in San Antonio, basketball court, and John Santos approached my dad asking if I wanted to play for the Old Aces, and I said yeah, and then I just started attending all their practices, and here I am now.
Lucy already knows something about the history of the team.
I like to search up a lot of videos on YouTube about the Old Aces. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos about the Old Aces.
The Cagman High School student says good coaches have certain attributes.
I think a good coach is someone who is dedicated to the team, who will discipline the boys when needed, and work hard to make sure that the boys have the best time of their lives on the court.
Caillou, as he's known, is a speedy guard with a lightning-quick sense of humor.
I do have a favorite NBA player. My favorite NBA player is the GOAT, the White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine. No, I'm just kidding. My favorite player is LeBron James.
You got it. One for you.
Thank you.
Young Star Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
for the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735.
Here is today's and tomorrow's weather report. High today, 88, low 79, humidity 62%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 20, high around 87, maybe 88, low 79, maybe 80. Small craft advisory in effect now. Seas are rough out there, 8 to 10 feet. Be careful. Sunrise 6:47, followed by a low tide at 4 past 9. High tide in the afternoon 2:40. Sunset at 10 past 6. It's official. The weekend begins right now. Have a great one. Have a safe one. See you back here on a Monday.